you absolute lizards. I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.com.
And I'm back! Sorry, Eric, sacked again. I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.com. Don't forget you can download the news as a podcast by searching for What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. Andy Murray, what have we got coming up today?
Coming up today, Jim Ross shoots, and it's not on his own product this time. It's on Seth Rollins.
Devastating news on a WWE superstar's injury.
The big tactic AEW plan to use to combat the ratings decline.
How AEW Dynamite was supposed to end this week.
Top female star has WWE Tryout.
And WWE's UK viewers are in the toilet. This is the news. God, I've missed this.
Hey, I bet you have. Missed you as well, buddy. Just don't give me your plague, because I've had enough of those lately. Gravel, lung, is toilet. Anyway, let's kick things off by talking about everyone's favourite topic at the moment. The most catastrophic video game launch since Fallout 76, or so the comment section tells me, because really, I don't know a damn thing about video games. However, WWE 22K. 22K? WWE 2K20. This is going very well. That game launched on Tuesday. It was a catastrophe. Immediately, people were hitting the internet. Hashtag fix WWE 2K20 was trending everywhere. There was loads of Reddit threads. I think the front page of WWE Games on Reddit, which is full of glitches, full of bugs. People are pissed off, they're fuming, they're spitting venom, they're laughing at hideous character models. The one of Maria Kanellis looks like Morph. It's really awful stuff. And this has, of course, led to a bunch of people requesting refunds because what they've bought is not what they were sold prior to the release. Wrestling Inc. have a new write-up featuring a number of accounts from several different consumers, many of whom claim that they phoned up Sony. They've said, hey, this is a big sack of bollocks. What are you going to do about it? And Sony are now offering refunds. Now, this is tempered a little bit because some consumers say that they too have contacted Sony and the rep or the technical support person has just said, that sounds like a you problem, and not really helped them out. But the extent of the issues is such that people feel the need to do this, and I don't blame them one bit because I don't know if you caught this while you were away, but some people had paid $130 for a collector's edition that didn't have the signed photo of Edge or Kurt Angle or Rey Mysterio. It's an omni-shambles.
Yeah, I have been off ill, mainly due to that Rusev, Lana and Lashley segment on this week's Monday Night Raw. But I caught that thing with the lack of Edge's signature on like special editions. I think generally though, even people who've paid just $60 for the game are hugely pissed off, understandably. Yeah. The only thing that has been getting me through this near-death experience, let's call it what it is the fact that I've been watching those clips of like a wrestler spinning round a ring or like doing a dance in the ropes. I'm fairly certain 69 in a referee at one point. And I genuinely cannot believe someone's gone, good to go boys, release that.
Yeah,
what are they doing?
It's garbage. It really is garbage. And, you know, a lot of people are like, well, we'll iron the glitches out with patches and stuff, but you shouldn't launch a piece of trash like that, man. It's embarrassing. It's a complete shambles. And look, like we said the other day when we reported this, I think it was on Wednesday, if you have the patience and if you've played this and you're enjoying yourself and you haven't encountered any glitches, then more power to you. However, the storm of piss that this thing has whipped up has been almighty, and yeah, maybe no more WWE 2K games, please. I mean,
Ukes have left, haven't they?
What's that? Sorry?
Ukes have left.
Yeah, it's different. Like,
I know that was prior to this, but
there was the developers changed, and they kind of said that, well, with the change in developers, we didn't have time to make a full game or whatever. That's no excuse, man. You can't ship a crap product. If you've got a crap product like this, maybe don't put it out.
Yeah, better to delay a release and make a good game than release on time and have someone's eyes out here, their hair back here, and their features, I don't know, off the previous game, basically.
And I get that you've got a schedule and stuff, but, you know, games are delayed all the time. Just, I don't know, do better.
I'm an avid FIFA player, and I'd rather FIFA be 2 weeks late than have someone's leg on top of their head or whatever.
A Harry Kane looking like a dinosaur.
Exactly. Well, he does look like him. All right, let's move on anyway and talk about some devastating news if you're a fan of Xavier Woods. And if you're not, chances are I don't care for you as a person. Xavier Woods has suffered an Achilles tendon injury whilst competing in the company's recent tour of Australia. He limped out of a match with the Revival. The referee gave the dreaded X sign, and it's now been revealed by Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He's probably going to miss up to a year. He's going to go under knife, have surgery on it. It's very unlikely that it will be less than a year until he can return to in-ring action. Terrible news, not just for the New Day, not just for Xavier Woods, but also for fans, because he's brilliant.
Yeah, this is an absolute kick in every body part imaginable, really. It's just horrible news because he's one of the good guys. He comes across very well behind the scenes and so forth. Very popular guy, very well liked guy, very entertaining guy, very exciting wrestler as well. And the New Day aren't quite the same without him. So best wishes to Xavier Woods. I hope he recovers ahead of schedule, but Achilles tendon tears and stuff are nothing to mess with, so long recovery process is probably essential here. Get well soon, Xavier, and if you need someone to play video games with in the interim, I know quite a few people in the WhatCulture office who wouldn't mind chatting to you online. Come through. We haven't got as many subscribers as Up, Down, Down, which has like 200 million, but pretty close. Well, let's collaborate. Let's do a thing. Let's play WWE 2K20. No. Probably can't shoot on that, can he? No. Anyway, shall we move on? Yes. So yesterday we sat here and we spoke about Jim Ross. And me and Michael Sidgwick, we did the news. It was great. We criticised him because he came on this podcast and he said AEW has too many flips and flops and it's not proper psychology and all this stuff. And we had a little bit of a breakdown of that. Today, we're going to balance that out. We're going to talk about Jim Ross saying something a bit more fun. He's shot on Seth Rollins, and, it's hard to disagree with anything he says here. So this, again, was on the Grilling JR podcast with friend of the channel, Conrad Thompson. He was talking about Seth Rollins' recent comments towards Kenny Omega when he basically said, well, when Kenny's done fiddling around in the minor leagues, he can come to me and we get paid more and we have more fans and we can have a match at WrestleMania and all this stuff.
What a load of crap.
I know, just furthering his case for the award for Most Cringeworthy Wrestler of 2019. Jim Ross spoke on that and he wasn't happy. He said, you're right, I'm pissed off about it. Number one, it doesn't do any favours for our business. I'm not inferring that Seth thinks he's bigger than the business, but by what he says sometimes, you can make that assessment. It's just not a classy thing to say for an athlete of his designation. And he says, Rollins is in a great place, he's blessed. And then he drops a body by saying maybe someday he'll be as over as his girlfriend.
Hello, yeah, police, I'd like to report a murder, thanks. Yeah.
Get an ambulance on the scene as well.
Oh my days.
Jesus Christ.
Still got it, JR.
He just put him in the dirt. Like, he's killed him. He's absolutely killed him. What's Seth Rollins going to do now as well? Because Jim Ross is such a sacred cow. Seth Rollins can't come out and go, shut up, Jim Ross, no one likes you. It's like...
But you took your ball and went to AEW.
That'll make him even less popular. It's just mental. It's crazy. This is a weird situation we've got going on at the moment in wrestling with all these little shows. I love it. I think it's fun. Back and forth between the company, not so much hazing your own product. Ross also said that he spoke to a number of WWE Hall of Famers who said that they were embarrassed by Seth's comments, and he questioned Seth's drawing record as well, saying that he doesn't know how many houses he has drawn that have sold out. That's a very fair assessment, because not a lot would be the answer to that. So, Jim Ross says some things that we disagree with, says some things we agree with, but his voice is certainly out there in 2019, and this was fun.
Good for JR. Look, Seth Rollins, you are a phenomenally talented wrestler. You're arguably one of the best wrestlers. With PWI 500 #1 this year.
But keep in mind that is kayfabe ranking.
But even so, he is unquestionably one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Just, I don't know, stop talking and stop tweeting. Probably for the best, isn't it?
Delete your account.
Delete your account, yeah, exactly.
Classic comeback.
Right, now let's move on and talk about AEW Dynamite, which along with NXT was one of the only things keeping me alive this week. Fantastic episodes, both shows. But AEW Dynamite had a bit of a weird ending on a draw between Jon Moxley and Pac. A sort of fantastic build to the finish that ended in a draw. It was slightly disappointing for fans. We had Moxley, as the show went off the air, dropping the referee with a paradigm shift. That wasn't how AEW Dynamite was supposed to end. You see, after the show went off the air, you had Pac coming back. He was going to wrap a steel chair around Moxley's neck and do all sort of things to it. And then Kenny Omega ran down to the ring to make the save and then squared off with Jon Moxley, of course, ahead of their match at Full Gear in a few weeks' time. But that is how the show was meant to go off the air. Basically, it was going to be Moxley and Pac brawling post-match, followed by Kenny Omega coming down to make the save, and the ending shot was going to be Omega and Moxley, basically. Yeah. But Omega missed his cue effectively, and that's why the ending of Dynamite was basically just Moxley walking around go and draw my ass or whatever it was.
DDT in the referee. Yeah, like I really like the ending of Dynamite. I know it's divided the internet a bit. Like people just aren't used to draws anymore. But I thought they did a really good job of like amplifying the urgency and the intensity of the match so that they wouldn't get a draw. They were both really frantic towards the end.
The countdown, 10, 9. It was like quick.
And then when he kicks out of the paradigm shift, everyone's like, oh man, especially Moxley, who flipped out. But yeah, this is kind of sloppy from AEW, really, isn't it? Like apparently Kenny Omega just missed the cue and he was out a bit late and all this stuff. It's a shame, but something to learn from.
Exactly, and that's from PW Insider. We should say thank you for their notes on that.
Anyway, yes, we should. Let's move on. God, we've gone on for quite a while. Maybe we should power news these ones. I don't know. Dave Meltzer, Big Daddy Dave, Shagger Dave, Swole Meltzer. I'm probably totally wrong. How long have we actually been doing this for?
No, you're right, 10 minutes.
Oh, bugger all. What am I panicking about? Production meeting in the middle of the video. Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer newsletter. He claims that AEW are going to adopt a new approach to try and stop some of the ratings decline. So he notes that on the October 16th episode, when they came in straight from a commercial onto a squash match featuring Santana and Ortiz overcoming John Silver and Alex Reynolds, that they underwent a 5% viewership decline. They have noted that, and now in order to avoid future rating slides, they will put squash matches at the end of a televised segment rather than at the start. So, yeah, smart little piece of learning.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I suppose it's exactly. They're slowly learning what they need to be doing and how it's all going to work out. It's a slow process, but it makes a lot of sense. And I hope for no more ratings decline for any show, really, because it feels like they should sort of plateau now.
You think so? I think NXT is very close to doing that. AEW will soon follow.
Right, let's talk about ratings and talk about WWE in the UK, because I genuinely thought when Andy Murray sent me this news story this morning, I sort of was like, Andy, mate, what's this? What is this? So, according to the Observer, WWE's numbers in the UK have been bad. That is an understatement. Okay, the 14th of October Raw did 38,000 viewers, down from 48,000 from the week before. SmackDown on the 18th of October was down to 23,000 viewers, but Raw this week, 21st of October 2019, did, I'm glad you're sitting down for this, 3,000 viewers.
3,000 viewers.
3,000 viewers in the UK. That was so bad, people genuinely thought it was some sort of computer glitch, but the data is sound. People are stunned with that rating. 3,000 views. Half of them are us.
It's unfathomable, really. Yeah, like this. It's a crazy, ridiculous, out of control number. Particularly when you consider this, right? On the 18th of October, Impact in the UK, 77,000 viewers.
What's going on?
Granted, these are different broadcast times, and this show's on at a friendlier time, and Raw is on at 1 in the morning and stuff. AEW, however, on Monday the 14th of October, which is, 5 days after the show broadcast, 232,000 viewers on ITV. Wow, WWE, they just keep going from one catastrophe to another with these ratings, don't they?
I mean,
it's hilarious.
It's incredible because they've got their deal coming up with BT Sport, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which is, yet again, WWE somehow dodge a bullet through magic, basically.
There's something else, man.
But interestingly enough, actually, we mentioned this. Some sort of casual wrestling fans of mine have asked me, like, "Hey, where's all the wrestling on? Like, I can't see any wrestling on Sky or anything like that." And it's not gone yet, of course, from Sky. I think people are just like, "Oh, I can't find it. Oh, never mind. Guess wrestling isn't a thing anymore."
Where is this stuff? I have no idea.
And UK fans are dedicated wrestling fans. That's without a question. But all we ever see is people moaning and complaining about WWE, and we were all, the reason why people got so pissed off with ITV and AEW is because we want an alternative. But 3,000 fans, Jesus Christ, WWE.
Yeah, come on, get it together.
And that show nearly killed me, officially. That's why I haven't been in for the last few days.
It was a gas show, and it probably got the rating it warranted. Finally, wrap things up, we're going to talk about Ivelisse. She has, according to Dave Meltzer, recently undergone a tryout with WWE. Now, there's no word on how that tryout may have gone or when exactly it was, but it was recent. As Meltzer notes in The Observer, she was previously with WWE from 2011 to 2012. She was on Tough Enough, but she was let go because she didn't want to compromise her hard-hitting style of wrestling. But as Meltzer points out, again, that's not so much of an issue for the company these days, so maybe we'll see Ivelisse show up in WWE soon.
Exciting times. I think in WWE's women's division is arguably the one thing they really have over AEW. I mean,
100%.
especially in NXT.
Yeah, no doubt. The NXT women's division is stellar. The AEW one, not so much. So she'd be a good addition to either company. So let's see where she lands.
Good luck to you, Ivelisse. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch. First question today comes from Yoko Andy3 on Twitter, who says, eventually somebody will kick out of Kenny Omega's One-Winged Angel in AEW. Who should it be and under what circumstances? Personally, I want a heel World Champ Omega putting over the next big babyface, Jungle Boy.
Wow, yes, that's a good idea because really I don't think the One-Winged Angel should be kicked out for years yet. No. It's the most the most protected finisher in wrestling. It's perfect. Nobody kicks out of it. It's a guaranteed kill every time. Adds so much drama when he's struggling to hit it and so forth. I would like to see someone, it's going to be someone like Jungle Boy for me. It should be someone like that. Someone who's going to take 2 or 3 years to rise up, or 3 or 4. Someone who's going to take a long, long time. It's Riho, isn't it?
Well, it could be Riho. Michael Sidgwick suggested Orange Cassidy, which would be just a little.
Just ruin it.
But I've just realised who I want it to be, because I'm fairly certain this would make Jim Cornette explode. Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt should kick out of it. Jim Cornette just... What's it called? Scanners, is it the film when the bloke's head explodes?
Head collapses. What about Michael Nakazawa? He just
oh my God, I think Ben Roy's just exploded hearing that. Right, next question today comes from Sean Wallace, who says, catching up on AEW Dynamite and hearing the reactions Cody gets. Yeah, my God, I realise you've probably spoken about this. When he put the scarf on his hand.
He's so over.
Great, isn't it?
He's so over.
He said, is he the most over wrestler at the moment, says Sean Wallace?
Yes, 100%. He's the most over wrestler maybe anywhere. Like, it's the reaction he gets. Like, granted, he's not performing in front of like 16,000 people on the WWE pay-per-view, but when he comes out on those 4,000 or 5,000 AEW shows, every single person in that building almost is screaming themselves hoarse. There is not a single wrestler in WWE on the main roster you can apply that to. Not one. Not a single one. Maybe there are a couple of candidates in NXT. The Balor angle was particularly hot. That was over as hell. But relative to the crowd size, when you take it like pound for pound, crowd for crowd, yes, Cody is the most over guy, at least in North American wrestling.
And interestingly enough, people say like, well, yeah, that's because he's owns the part, EVP or whatever it is.
It's nonsense.
Right? But also, I think that does also play into it. Like, I get it, but that is an added element to it. Yes, it's his own company and he's pushing himself as a babyface, contender against Chris Jericho. But he's also, that makes sense, because he's perceived as the savior of wrestling, because he's the head of this company, which is finally countering WWE, so why not?
Exactly, like I have a real problem with the Jeff Jarrett Triple H comparisons, because like Jeff Jarrett wishes he was ever as over as Cody is. Wrestling is about stars. You push the biggest star, you push the most popular guy. Cody walked in as the most popular guy, as the biggest star. He was received as that from day one, and that's why he's on the top.
Right, final question today comes from Dave Marsham, to Mr. and Mrs. Marsham, a son called Dave, who says, since the Wednesday Night Wars began and SmackDown landed on Fox, who's been your MVP of AEW, NXT, Raw and SmackDown?
Wow, okay. Big question. Love this question.
Yeah.
We could do a 20-minute discussion on this. This is really good. AEW MVP for me so far, past 4 or 5 weeks. It's a low-key one. Scorpio Sky stands out in every match. Great.
I'll say Rey Fénix.
Rey Fénix.
I can't get enough of him.
Yeah, but it could be Jericho as well.
It could well be Jericho, actually.
One of them.
I mean, take your bloody pick in AEW.
Yeah, pretty much. It's an absurd little show. As far as NXT,
Balor?
Balor's a shout.
He hasn't done anything, I realise. Well, he has, but he hasn't.
It's only really been one segment, really. But Matt Riddle would be a good shout for me. Like,
that match was great.
Game matches were fun. Cole match was great. Match with Cameron Grimes was great. He's never anything worse than great.
He did the jackhammer. I've just remembered he did the jackhammer.
Oh God!
And he got kicked out of.
Goldberg's finisher just got booed.
Riddle. Raw and SmackDown.
Oh God!
This is why I'm asking you, and I'm not answering it. Raw, Bobby Lashley. SmackDown, Cain Velasquez.
Roman Reigns got a good match out of Shinsuke Nakamura in 2019, so maybe the big dog. Also, the tag team with Daniel Bryan's really good.
Raw AOP, because they haven't been ruined yet. Let's move on. Let's finish up. Jesus Christ. Let's move on to today's and finally.
Yeah.
I want to give a massive, massive shout out here. Even you haven't seen this. To Brock Emmerich, also known as Organoid0 on Twitter. You know, we've been banging on about cameos and stuff. He bought me this, or bought us this, I should say, right? We're going to finish the show with this. This is the only thing that put a smile on my face whilst I was dying over the last few days. Brock, thank you so much for this. My thanks to Andy Murray. We're going to finish off with it, so we'll put it right at the end. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Harry and the Hendersons.
You can follow me at Adam11. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, and you can send us Twitter questions there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching. Thanks to Brock Emmerich for this.
Hello, world. This is WWE Superstar Titus O'Neil, and you know what this is. This is the news